It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. From the Indiana Regional Medical Center, diabetes educator Theresa Kineer joins us. If Theresa's here, we must be talking about diabetes, especially on Diabetes Alert Day. Yeah. Which is today. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest, Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You don't have your entourage with
I don't
you.
have my people with me. I feel lost.
You're all by yourself,
I
but that's
know.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's just you and me talking about a very serious topic.
Yes, it is. And it's something that the American Diabetes Association started this back in 1986, I believe. Mm-hmm. So they brought this day forward so people would become more aware of diabetes. The family history of diabetes, lifestyle, and everything, because it is a very serious condition, and they wanted to bring it out to the front.
Yeah. Two types of diabetes, two main types of diabetes.
Yeah, two main types of diabetes. Type 1, which we know the pancreas stops working completely and you need insulin. And then type 2, we can use insulin to manage that, but we can also use oral medication, diet, and exercise. Yeah.
So when we think about diabetes and the possibility that we might have diabetes, there are a lot of people floating around us who don't even know they have it.
Oh, exactly. You know what? I was just looking up the latest stats before I came in here, and they said about 1 in every 6 people walking around have prediabetes and don't realize it. So they're looking at about 7 million people nationwide, which is significant. Yes.
Yeah. So what should we be doing to monitor those types of things and to monitor our own health and make sure that diabetes is not only managed, but that we even are aware that we have it?
Well, you know what? Just to stay in tune with your family doctor on a regular basis, because they always do the lab work to check your glucose and your A1C to make sure that it's at a good level. And today, because it is Diabetes Alert Day, you can find the quiz online where you can take the quiz to see, are you at risk for diabetes? And we also have the quiz today over at our hospital in the coffee shop. We're promoting Diabetes Alert Day there. You can come, stop and get your coffee, take the quiz, and we have some giveaways over there, too, for taking the time. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
Very
that'll be good. Gift card for the coffee place and a sweatshirt and different things.
Yeah. So when it comes to avoiding diabetes and living lifestyles where diabetes are not a factor, there are certain things that we can do.
Oh, yeah, we can eat healthy. You know, we want to keep the lean proteins in to manage the blood sugar. High fiber foods is always going to manage the blood sugar. You know, the whole grain breads, those fresh fruits and vegetables. Stay away from the processed foods. And then we want to increase the activity in our daily life, because as we get older, it's something that we don't do as much as when we're younger. And that's when we see diabetes come up, is when we get older. So we got to keep that activity piece in. Yeah.
Now, when we talk about type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, one of those used to be known as juvenile diabetes.
Correct. Yeah. The type 1 used to be known as juvenile diabetes. And that was just something that we would see in the young kids, you know, in their teens and younger, sometimes college age. But now we're finding it a little bit in the older age group, too, that, you know, it can happen in the 30s and different things. But, yeah, that's where the pancreas really stops working and we got to give the insulin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Living the lifestyle that you wish to live, even though you have diabetes, is not nearly as complicated now as it used to be.
No, I agree with you on that. I think everything in today's world, because everybody's so focused on health and all the different things that are out there, I think it is easier today. I mean, you go to a restaurant and you can always opt to get the healthier versions or their substitute pasta for a healthier version, maybe brown rice, something like that. It's so much easier. And with the activity piece, we have the step counters, we have all these trackers that you can track your food and your steps. I think it is a lot easier today. Yeah.
And just from a practical matter, having to prick your finger all the time, that's not as necessary now as it was in the past, is it?
No, well, you know what? It's still necessary because you need to know where your blood sugars are. You know, you have to have a point of reference so you can improve them. But now with today's technology, with those sensors that go on the arm, whether it's a Libre or a Dexcom, you can monitor your blood sugar all day long and see how that food you ate impacts your blood sugar, as well as that exercise routine that you just did. helps out managing your blood sugars.
Yeah. And that you just hold your phone up to that.
You just hold your phone up, and then the newer ones coming out, it just talks right to the phone. You don't even have to swipe anymore. Yeah.
There's also insulin pumps.
Yes.
Tell me about those.
Yeah, there are some insulin pumps, and now they are going towards AI, just like everything else.
Oh, yeah?
There's some new pumps out there that are using that artificial intelligence that can actually sense when your blood sugar goes up, and instead of waiting to correct it, it's going to start correcting it. So there's 3 major pump companies out there that we utilize. And in fact, that's something we can help you with at the Diabetes Center, because we always have the reps come in and we can help connect people with a pump representative and then get the education going.
Yeah. Well, now tell me about the Diabetes Center at IRMC.
Well, the Diabetes Center at IRMC, we have an outpatient clinician, which is myself, and an inpatient person, which is Terry, that you've met before here. And we just try to help people maneuver through this diabetes journey. Terry's going to catch you on the inpatient side and help you with discharge, and then I'm going to catch you after you get home. But we have diabetes classes, which are really interactive now. We use conversation maps. So think of the maps that we used to use before GPS came along.
You fold them out?
We'd fold them out, yeah.
You can't fold them back up?
And you can't. So that's what these are, too. They're big maps that we fold out, and we sit around this table, and we just follow the map. And so it takes you through the journey of diabetes. And what's nice about the way this is set up, you can converse with everybody, answer questions, people give tips. I've always left a class, teaching a class, picking up a tip I did not know from somebody else. And they're really good. And the first class is, what is diabetes? We explain what is going on in your body, that type of thing. The second class, we talk about monitoring and medication. And then the third class, we just take it home and just do nothing but diet and exercise. So that's how they usually run, and we get a pretty good response out of those. Yeah.
Theresa Kineer is our guest this morning. It is Diabetes Alert Day all across the land.
Yes.
And we're alerting people to the fact that diabetes is a part of life, but it's not a death sentence.
It's not a death sentence, no. It's something you can definitely manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's far easier to manage it now than maybe it used to be.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So many medications out there, so many different things we can take advantage of now.
Yeah, and we really should.
Yeah.
But it does start indeed with that visit to your primary care physician, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, it starts with your family doctor, and then building upon, build a team that'll help you get through it. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the negative effects of having diabetes. If you let it go untreated, if you have it and don't even realize it, there are some consequences that are pretty dire.
Yeah, well, we know that diabetes affects every organ in the body. So, with diabetes, heart health goes hand in hand. So we want to keep you away from things like heart disease, stroke, that type of thing. So we want to get those blood sugars managed. Diabetes can also affect the kidneys, and we know that because when there's too much glucose in our system, it causes the blood vessels to become hard. So it's hard with circulation and different things. So there's kidney problems with diabetes. There's also liver problems. If we have a fatty liver type disease, that goes hand in hand. And so we need to keep an eye on that. And then there's the vision piece, it can affect our eyes and the blood vessels in our eyes. And then circulation piece, which I know we talked about in the past as far as circulation in the legs, of the feet, the hands. We want to keep the blood sugars down so we don't affect that circulation.
Yeah. And there are special socks and things like that.
Oh, yeah. There are compression socks and different things that we can take advantage of to help people stay on the good side.
Yeah. Tell me about neuropathy. Diabetic neuropathy?
Diabetic neuropathy, when we have when our glucose, it's hard to manage our glucose, the circulation decreases. So that can cause nerve pain, circulation pain, those type of things. So you get that constant tingling or pain in your legs and feet and hands. And that becomes difficult. So even with people with higher blood sugars, if they do get an open area on their foot or something, they can't feel it anymore down there because of the circulation piece. Then we're getting into wound care and different things like that where that comes up.
Yeah, and all of a sudden something that is for a normal person that doesn't have diabetes, a blister or something like that.
Yeah, something as easy as a blister.
It turns into something quite serious.
Yes, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of those things are things we need to pay attention to when we consider how diabetes can affect our lives. Diabetes can take lives.
It can. It can take lives. And, if you think back to our grandparents, it was a time when there wasn't a lot available as far as medication and different things. So it was probably, you would see more strokes and different things back then. But in today's world where we have the medication and different things that we can help you manage, hopefully we can see less of that than what we saw.
Now, the Diabetes Center at IRMC, is that something that just general folks can take advantage of those resources, or do you need referred there?
Yes, you need referred by a physician if you want to come to class or have an individual session. But we do have free programs, too. So if you want to come to our diabetes support group, those are free. If you want to come to a grocery shopping tour, which we do periodically, those are free. Just watch the website and see when those come up, and, you can take advantage of those, too.
Yeah. It is Diabetes Alert Day all across the land.
Yeah.
We need to pay attention to it. Educate ourselves about what it is.
Yeah, take the quiz. I mean, if you guys have a chance today to go online or even stop over at the hospital, take the quiz and see how high risk you are or low risk you are, just to see where you're at.
Yeah. You take that quiz at the pantry, you said?
Yeah, at the pantry where the coffee shop is.
All right.
Yeah.
Very
All
good.
right.
Teresa, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
See that? You did that without the whole
I
group
did it
of
without
people
my
around
group.
you.
I know.
It's her solo flight.
I know. My first time solo. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's Indiana in the Morning on WCC.